Thank you for joining us here today on Hill Country Happenings News Minutes. In the background, you will see tomato plants because today starts our new segment, Talking Tomatoes. There are several different farmers in the area that we'll be talking with each week. And this week, we're talking with Miss Kelly Coltharp about a variety of tomato that she has planted. Now, we're only going to do like one, maybe two varieties a week. And that way, it won't be confusing for you. You'll have time to look at them and to study them. Today, she shows us how to get the hothouse prepared for the day. And we're super excited about starting off this new segment. And if you'll wait till the end of the show, you'll see a separate little segment that she and I had when we left out of the yard today. And if you're afraid of snakes, don't worry about it. It was harmless. And we did hear from Mr. Ed on Ed's rain gauge out at the Liberty area, and there was 1.50 inches of rain this last week. And the weather is pretty much the same this next week as it has been being, in the 80s with a chance of showers, and the lows in the high 60s, some low 70s. Last week we brought you a report about an earthquake in Nevada, and we told you we would keep a watch on that, and they are still having many quakes. And Saturday they had one that got up to a 3.0 that morning, so they're expecting a larger quake. There's one that's been predicted larger than the 6.5 that happened a couple of weeks ago. We'll keep a watch on this for you and let you know if there's anything new. Baptist Memorial Hospital, Union County, has been recognized with an A rating for spring of 2020 with the Leapfrog Hospital Safety Grade. This award joins two other Baptist hospitals in Mississippi receiving the A rating. We're grateful to receive this recognition, especially as our heroes take to the front lines to protect communities against COVID-19, said James Grantham, CEO of Baptist Hospital, Union County. We appreciate and love our team members and thank them for their continued dedication to health care quality and safety. Now, Baptist Union County Hospital has received several awards here lately, and we are so proud for them. As the nation copes with a challenging pandemic, our gratitude extends to the hospital leadership and healthcare workers everywhere for their tremendous dedication, says Lee Binder, President and CEO of Leapfrog Group. We hope this A helps to thank the people who work and volunteer for these Baptist hospitals. A New Albany Elementary School Employee of the Month for May is Diane Simmons, Suzanne Hubbard, and Barbara Croats. Miss Simmons is retiring with 26 years of service. Miss Hubbard is retiring with 31 years of service, and Miss Croats is retiring with 33 years of service. Thank you, ladies, for the time that you've given. Now, Oxford Film Fest is coming up with its 6th week of weekly film fest. And also, they are coming up with a drive-in project. The biggest deal with the upcoming film fest will be they'll be showing the artist of the vodka film competing for $15,000 grand prize. Whoever tunes in will get to help choose that winner and a lot of money in one filmmaker's bank account. They hope that you will tune in to the weekly film fest and support the filmmakers since the film fest wasn't able to go on this year due to coronavirus. Tickets are $10. Some of them are free. There is something there for everyone, and you can pick and choose to watch what you want. That way you don't have to watch something that you're not interested in. But they have a great variety of different films. And these filmmakers have worked so hard on all of this. You can go to watch.eventive.org and type in the 2020 Oxford Film Fest, and it will take you to where you can get tickets. They have 3 different blocks of the Artist Vodka block, and even though it started last Friday, they're still available for you to watch. And New Albany High School students Emma Laney and Maggie Scott have been selected to the Rural Medical and Science Scholars Program at Mississippi State University. Laney and Scott are both being sponsored through scholarship funding provided by CREATE and the Toyota Wellspring Education Fund. The Rural Medical and Science Scholar programs help rising high school seniors determine if they want to pursue health-related careers and shape students' interest and understanding of medicine, health-related disciplines, and other STEM fields. This intense summer program aims to ensure a strong and passionate workforce for the long-term goals of improving Mississippi's economy and increasing access to health care. This summer, the program structure will include a 4-week summer online and virtual delivered program by Mississippi State University. Scholars will take 2 college-level courses, Introduction to Health and Applied Public Health Science, thus earning 6 college credits. This summer's participants will have the opportunity to learn about the coronavirus pandemic that has engulfed our nation. Scholars will experience many levels of health and science from afar and enjoy the social networking opportunities, allowing them the opportunity to make lifelong friends with similar interests. This upcoming Saturday will be D-Day. And if you want to know more about that or just have a little refresher history lesson, stay tuned to the show because we are going to have a This Time in History segment on our show this week. The Union County Library will begin offering curbside service of books and other items starting on June the 1st. The library has been closed since mid-March due to the coronavirus. Now, the curbside service will be offered from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in New Albany. And if you want curbside service, you need to call 534-1991. The Nance McNeely branch of the library in Myrtle will also be providing curbside service on Wednesday from 1 to 5 p.m. and on Tuesdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. To reach the Myrtle Library, call 988-2895. What you'll do is you'll call the library and request materials, which will be bagged and placed on the library's front porch with the person's name. Once some people pick up their materials, they'll call the library staff to let them know they are outside. There will be books and DVDs and learning kits for children. Also, the Wi-Fi hotspots can be checked out through the curbside. You can browse through the online catalog and pick out your book and put in your order. Now, the learning kits will be posted on the library's Facebook page for people to see. They are to be returned when the library is open. When returning the kits, people will need to call the library when they arrive and place the materials on the table outside. Bikes can also be checked out Monday through Friday in New Albany, but people must bring their own helmets. People who want to check out a bike should call the library, and a staff member will meet them at the bike shed. Library staff will clean the bikes for the next person once they are returned. And other items such as books and DVDs can be returned in the book drop, and they will be quarantined for 3 days and sanitized after they're returned. All fines are waived until further notice, and the faxes and photocopies are also available by calling the library, placing the items on the front porch. Payment is correct change will be accepted, as well as debit cards. And unfortunately, the library computers are unavailable at this time. We have lost another manufacturing here in the New Albany area. Masterbuilt Manufacturing is closing permanently. Refrigerated Solutions Group today announced that after a full review of its business opportunities, marketing conditions, and other options, it reached the difficult but necessary decision to begin the process of permanently closing its manufacturing location in New Albany, Mississippi. Unfortunately, the COVID-19 pandemic has caused sudden and dramatic unexpected conditions outside of the company's control. The unprecedented and major economic downturn and government-forced closures of many of RSG's customers have contributed to this unforeseen business condition. RSG is committed to maintaining the Masterbuilt brand and will continue to support our customers, sales representatives, service agents, and challenge partners, says CEO Kevin Fink. We wish to extend our appreciation to our employees, customers, and channel partners for their support over the years of Masterbuilt brand and throughout this manufacturing change. Masterbuilt has been in business for over 80 years, and they built a complete line of refrigerated coolers and freezers for commercial food service applications. They also built specialty restaurant and institutional settings and small foot retail and convenience store refrigeration. Masterbuilt was recently sold by the Standex Refrigeration Solution Group of Salem, New Hampshire to Ten Oaks Group of Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, per the Mississippi High School Activities Association Incorporated, teams can start meeting on June 1st. After a thorough study and deliberation, as well as recommendation from medical professionals across the state, the MHSAA Executive Committee approved the following for summer athletes and activities effective June the 1st and for the summer of 2020 only. School athletics and fine arts activity programs can begin summer practice, workout, skill development, weightlifting, conditioning, and rehearsals for student athletes and the fine arts participants on June the 1st, pending Governor Tate Reeves' upcoming announcement on the date to reopen all Mississippi school facilities. Athletic coaches and activity directors must conform with their school and/or district administrators that a specific school facility is open and available for use. Competition in athletics and activities between or among MHSAA members and non-member schools is canceled until school resumes in the fall. All practices shall be considered voluntary for student athletes and activity participants. Weekly updates will be provided to help our member schools as we look forward to a new school year of sports and activities. The City of New Albany continues to move forward with several large-scale projects, including a new wastewater treatment plant and a $13.5 million bond issue. The bond issue will be paid back over 25 years at a 2.9% interest, and they will pay for several projects. The bonds will primarily be paid back with electric system revenue. No electrical system rate increase is needed at this time to pay back the bonds, said New Albany Light, Gas, and Water General Manager Bill Maddox. The bonds will pay for renovation of the former Fred's building and the Wicks building, which have both been purchased with electric system funds. The Fred's building was purchased for $600,000, and the Wicks building was purchased for $289,000. The New Albany Light, Gas, and Water and the Police Department will move into the Fred's building, while the Wicks building will be the future home of the municipal court. The city will lease the space for the Police Department and municipal court from the New Albany Light, Gas, and Water. The lease payments will also help pay off the bonds. It is estimated that $3 million of the bond issue will go toward renovating the two buildings, which should be ready for occupancy sometime in 2021. The bond will also pay an approximate $9 million city electrical system project, which includes constructing a new electrical substation, installing automated meters, and upgrading circuits. The current substation is located near New Albany High School on the Tennessee Valley Authority property. It is the city's oldest substation, with transformers dating back to the 1960s. The new substation should help the reliability of the electrical system, resulting in smaller and less frequent power outages, Maddox said. 5 acres was purchased on Highway 348 for the new substation. Phase 1 of the wastewater treatment plant project is nearly complete and is involved installing a pressure line from the existing plant to the new site. A pump station was also built at the existing sewer site as part of Phase 1. Sewage will still be connected at the existing plant site and pumped through the pressure line to the new plant. The new plant will be a more suitable location than the current one, says Maddox. The current waste treatment plant is near the tennis courts and soccer complex and in proximity to residential and commercial development. Over the years, the city has built up around the sewer plant, Maddox noted. The current sewer plant is about 25 years old, which is the length of time the facility was designed to last. About 30 acres of land where the sewer plant is currently located can be freed up for other uses once the new plant is built. Most of the sewer lagoons at the current plant will be closed, but one will remain in place for emergency storage. Approximately 90 acres was purchased for the new plant, but the plant itself will only take up about 30 acres. The rest of the land will be used as a cushion area around the plant Thank you for joining us here today on Hill Country Happenings News Minutes. We're on all the social media. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and on Twitter. We're also on Facebook. Go and find our pages and like us there. We have multiple pages. We have the Hill Country Happenings. We have Hill Country Network. Also have one for Patton Allen, County EFLAC. We hope you will go and like those pages and follow us there. Also, we're on YouTube. Go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button because we upload all of our original programmings to YouTube. We're trying to get 1,000 subscribers just as fast as we can, so please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. The like button means a lot on YouTube, and we would appreciate your help. Now, please stay tuned for the rest of the show, and we hope you have a wonderful week.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Anything you can be, I can be greater, sooner or later, and greater than you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I can shoot a partridge with a single cartridge.
I can get a sparrow with a bow and arrow.
I can live on bread and cheese.
And only on that? So can a rat.
Any note you can sing, I can sing higher.
I can sing any note higher than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
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 How do you sing that high?
I'm a girl.
Anything you can say, I can say softer.
I can say anything softer than you. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can!
I can drink my liquor faster than the flicker.
I can drink it quicker and get even sicker.
I can open any safe.
Without being caught?
You bet.
That's what I thought, you crook.
Any note you can hold, I can hold longer.
I can hold any note longer than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes,
Yes, you can. Where do you keep all that hair? Oh. Anything you can say, I can say faster.
I can say anything faster than you.
You can't.
Yes, I can.
You can.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
I can jump a hurdle.
I can wear a girdle.
I can knit a sweater.
I can feel it better.
I can do most anything.
Can you bake a pie?
No.
Neither can I.
Anything you can sing, I can sing sweeter.
I can sing anything sweeter than you.
No, you can.
Yes, I can.
No, you can.
Yes, I can.
No, you can.
Yes, I
No, you
can.
can.
Oh, yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you
I can.
We have a high tunnel. Raising the sides is a daily chore, morning and night.
What's the importance?
Well, what do plants put off?
Oxygen.
So, we gotta let all that oxygen out. people claim you go in there first thing in the morning and you can get a really good whiff of oxygen and get a nice little high. But I hadn't had that happen. Mine's not that airtight yet. Get you a breathing treatment. So just got to get them up as high as you can, get all that warm air out, because it's going to get hot in there today. Tomatoes don't like it over 90 degrees. They'll start dropping blooms when it gets over 90, and my temperature gauge, I'm not quite sure it's correct, but look what it's saying. Yeah, so big fans would be helpful, shade cloth would be nice, just money.
It's what everything comes down to in life.
So now we're going to do number 2. We call this new girl, and that's old Betsy. And we got this grant through the NCRS and RCS. This one came with shade cloth, which has been fabulous. Keeps the temps down, really works. Because that one, it's not even up to 90 yet, so it's good.
That is a big difference.
Yeah. So, okay. Let's, I think that's enough of that. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh,
It's a
wow.
zucchini bloom. It'll be closed up by the end of the day. See, that one. See, there's a little baby zucchini. I have struggled growing zucchinis this year. Look how beautiful. These are closing up. This is my problem. If anybody knows what I'm doing wrong, let me know. Blossom end rot. They're getting plenty of water. I don't know. I've thought about sticking some Tums in the soil. You ever heard of that?
No, but it makes sense.
Calcium.
Yeah.
So I had thrown out more zucchini than I've picked because of that. So what I did was I thought, well, maybe I've got too many in here because I get plant happy. So I took some out and threw them in the outside garden, and they're coming up just like nothing. Look at there. Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that color. So a real delicacy is picking those like that, taking that inside out, stuffing them with like prosciutto, and some kind of cheese, and deep frying.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I think we got a problem here. I've just been spraying it with, forgotten what I'm spraying it with, but you see that it's working, whatever I'm spraying it with. It's all CNG certified because I am a certified naturally grown farmer. Yesterday I got the opportunity to go to Corinth and certify another farm, a young couple, 2 small children, just getting started. Oh, they were precious.
I bet.
Oh, they were precious. Look, there's little bee doing his job. Cucumbers have to be pollinated. That wasn't a honeybee, that was a bumblebee. Yesterday, old honeybee got me on the ear.
Oh no.
First time. Those boxes have been out there for years, and it's the first time a honeybee's stung me. So this tomato here is called Paul Robeson, and it's a black Russian tomato, course, they're green right now. Perfect for fried green tomatoes, if anyone wants that. They're coming along nicely. Paul Robeson was an opera singer, and he sang "Old Man River." It's the one thing I remember. And I guess he performed a lot in Russia, but they loved him. Uh-oh, I see a little face. A new friend.
You'll notice at the beginning our Talking Tomatoes is some of your little creature. Do they have a distinct taste of anything?
Smoky. Yeah, they have a smoky taste. Dark flesh. You can save the seeds. I wanted to talk to you about that because I started saving seeds. You take your first fruits. If you're growing heirlooms, you use your first fruits when they're ripe, and they're beautiful. Pick your most beautiful fruit, cut it in half, and squeeze out the seeds into a cup and let them ferment. There's a beautiful little bloom right there. And that's one that died. See? Too hot. Now your hybrids don't do that. They have bred them to withstand blossom drop, or a minimal amount of blossom drop. See, these don't like it when it gets too hot. And then some varieties, that's just what they do. They're just going to drop. So this is all Paul Robeson.
Do you make sauces or stuff with them?
They're a good slicer.
Like a slicer?
Yeah, they're a good slicer. Or a good salad tomato. But, yeah, you can make sauce with them. That's good. Look at all those. Lost.
I know there's a certain types that make the better sauces. So.
Yes, sauce tomatoes. All right, you got your beefsteaks, which are good for slicing. Then you got your plum, which have very few seeds. So they're very good for sauces. Gotcha. And they're really got a lot of meat. And then you got your cherries, which are just good to pop in your mouth. And
okay, so tell us what's the importance of the string.
Well, this is how we keep them from sprawling all over the ground. Tomatoes generally are sprawlers. Like in other places, they don't string up their tomatoes. They don't have to, because their soil doesn't have all the fungi and bacteria that ours does here in the South. So in other areas, they'll just let them go across the ground. I don't know how they keep them from rotting on the ground. So, but here in the South, we have to keep ours off the ground, going upright, and this is one way we do it. My husband, Tom, is an Eagle Scout. He loves tying knots. So he loves this part of the job. You see his little perfect knots. So he does that for me. I help, but he's the knot tyer, and he's taught me how, but he gets it. He gets out here and just does it. And so now, look at these. They're over my head. So guess what? I'm going to do this year. Cut them.
And that doesn't lose any of the fruit, or?
No, I'm determined. Now, all the previous years, I have not. And they'll just grow into a big jungle because I'm too soft-hearted. But this year, I'm going to be Miss Cutter. And I'm just going to cut. When they get as tall as I am, they're gone. And guess what we can do? We can stick that sucker in the ground, and we'll have a new tomato plant.
Really?
If I want to.
I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah. Take your suckers. Let me show you a sucker. If you want to prune your heirlooms or any tomatoes, you're going to have suckers. That's a beginning sucker. That's an old sucker. But the best time to get them is right there. No pain, no hurt. The only thing that happens is you're going to get tomato tar all over you. And we have to really work on keeping our hands tar-free. And that's what we need to invent. A hand tomato cleanser with essential oils.
Oh, that would be great.
Get on that. So, yeah. But anyway, you take your nice suckers, at least 6 inches, and plant them. Stick them in the ground.
So you could share the love.
Share all the love. That's what it's all about. Now, there's some confrontation about the sucker thing, that they don't produce as many. They're not as healthy, because they're second generation. But, I mean, what's wrong with trying?
Exactly.
If you get, 10 pounds, it's a lot easier than starting from seed.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, yeah, this is called the Florida weave. Tom does it. I help. Here's the sucker. You can see that one better, right there. And if you don't want to keep it, you just take your thumb and your forefinger and do that. And you can stick that in water, and the roots will grow from the bottom. Stick it in the ground. Or you can, if you have some good soil, some good potting soil, stick it in the potting soil, and you've got you a new plant. I'm not doing that yet. Probably when these have run their course, I'll start planting their suckers for a second crop. So, we'll see if I do that. I hope I do. I hope I cut them. I hope I keep them pruned.
Well, we'll be watching.
Yes, you will. I'm excited.
Thank
Anything
you,
else?
Kelly.
You're welcome.
Again.
Happy matering.
Hey guys, this week we're going to spotlight Miss Nora Jones.
This week in history, D-Day, or the Normandy Landings. On Tuesday, June the 6th, 1944, an Allied invasion of Normandy and Operation Overlord happened during World War II. It was codenamed Operation Neptune and is often referred to as D-Day. It was the largest seaborne invasion in history. The operation began with the liberation of the German-occupied France and later Western Europe, and laid the foundations for the Allied victory of the Western Front. Planning for this operation began in 1943. The Allies conducted military deception, codenamed Operation Bodyguard, to mislead the Germans as to the date and location of the main Allied landings. The weather on D-Day was far from ideal, and the operation had to be delayed 24 hours. A further postponement would have meant a delay of at least 2 weeks, as the invasion planners had requirements for the phase of the moon, the tides, and the time of day that meant only a few days each month were deemed suitable. The commanders during this time for the United States was Dwight D. Eisenhower. For England, it was Bernard Montgomery. For the United States, it was Omar Bradley. And for England, it was Miles Dempsey. The water landings were preceded by an extensive aerial and naval bombardment and an airborne assault, landing 24,000 American, British, and Canadian airborne troops shortly after midnight. Allied infantry and armored divisions began landing on the coast of France at 6:30 a.m. The target was a 50-mile stretch of the Normandy coast, divided into 5 sectors: Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, and Sword. Strong winds began blowing the landing crafts east of their intended post, particularly at Utah and Omaha. The men landed under heavy gunfire from the guns emplacements overlooking the beaches, and the shore was mined and covered with obstacles such as wooden stakes, metal tripods, and barbed wire, making the work of the beach cleaning teams difficult and dangerous. Casualties were the heaviest in Omaha, with its high cliffs. At Gold, Juno, and Sword, several fortified towns were cleared in a house-to-house fighting, and 2 major gun emplacements at Gold were disabled using specialized tanks. Only 2 of the beaches, Juno and Gold, were linked on the first day, and all 5 beachheads were not connected until June the 12th. However, the operation gained a foothold that the Allies gradually expanded over the coming months. German casualties on D-Day has been estimated at 4,000 to 9,000 men. Allied casualties were documented at least 10,000, with 4,414 confirmed dead. Museums, memorials, and war cemeteries in the areas now host many visitors each year. The Allies originally planned to launch on May the 1st, 1944. The initial draft of plan was accepted at the Quebec Conference in August 1943. Dwight D. Eisenhower was the appointed commander of the force, with General Bernard Montgomery was named as the commander of the 21st Army Group, which comprised all land forces involved in the invasion. On the 31st of December, Eisenhower and Montgomery first saw the plan, which proposed the landings at the 3 divisions, with 2 more divisions to support. The 2 generals immediately insisted that the scale of the initial invasion be expanded to the 5 divisions, with airborne descents by 3 additional divisions to allow the operation on a wider front and to speed the capture of Cherbourg. The need to acquire or produce extra landing craft for the expanded operation meant that the invasion had to be delayed till June. Eventually, 39 Allied divisions would be committed to the Battle of Normandy: 22 U.S., 12 British, 3 Canadian, 1 Polish, and 1 French, totaling over 1 million troops, all under British command. Operation Overlord was the name assigned to the establishment of the large-scale lodgment of the continent. The first phase, the water invasion, and established a secure foothold, was codenamed Operation Neptune. To gain the air superiority needed to ensure a successful invasion, the Allies undertook a bombing campaign, codenamed Operation Point Blank, that targeted German aircraft production, fuel supplies, and airfields. Elaborate deceptions, codenamed Operation Bodyguard, were undertaken in the months leading up to the invasion to prevent the Germans from learning the timing and the location of the invasion. Allied control of the Atlantic meant German meteorologists had less information than the Allies on incoming weather patterns. As the German Meteorological Center in Paris was predicting 2 weeks of stormy weather, the commanders left their posts to attend war games in Rhines, and many men in the units were given leave. Field Marshal Erwin Rommel returned to Germany for his wife's birthday to meet with Hitler and to try to obtain more panzers. The Allied victory of Normandy stemmed from several factors. Germany preparations along the Atlantic Wall were only partially finished. Shortly before D-Day, Rommel reported that construction was only 18% complete in some areas as resources were diverted elsewhere. The deceptions undertaken in Operation Fortitude were successful, leaving the Germans obligated to defend a huge stretch of coastline. The Allies achieved and maintained air supremacy, which meant the Germans were unable to make observations of preparations underway in Britain and were unable to interfere via bomber attacks. Infrastructure for transport in France was severely disrupted by Allied bombers and the French resistance, making it difficult for the Germans to bring up reinforcements and supplies. There are many war memorials located along the Normandy beach. At Omaha Beach, parts of the Mulberry Harbor are still visible, and a few of the beach obstacles remain. A memorial to the U.S. National Guard sits in a location of a former German stronghold. The Normandy American Cemetery and Memorial is nearby, and a museum about the Utah landings is located in France also. There is one dedicated to the activities of U.S. airmen and 2 German military cemeteries located nearby. As we Americans always say, freedom isn't free. It took people fighting for us in battles and wars and standing on the front lines to keep our land free. We want to say thank you to all the brave military people that fought in World War II. Some gave their all, and some come home a little damaged, but it has always been called the greatest generation. And we want to say thank you for standing on the front lines for us. You are appreciated. There's a snake, Kelly.
What? Where?
Right there.
Oh my gosh! Let me get my snake grabber. Come on, Mr. Snake. We think you're a nice snake. You're a good king snake. We're just going to move you away from the house. Put you out here where you can find more stuff to eat. Move you to the wood. So, what kind do you think it is?
I think it's just a speckled king snake.
Look how nice.
I mean, he's like doop going for a ride.
Seems like a juvenile, don't you think?
Yeah, he is little.
And I'm not hurting him.
Nope. He's a good snake.
Good snake. He's even gonna be better out there.
Yeah.
Whoop whoop!
Yay!